This recording is going to cover the ureter, urinary bladder, and the urethra. The ureters, like the kidney, are retroperitoneal. The ureters are two tubes that carry urine from the kidney or from the renal pelvis to the urinary bladder. They originate as the renal pelvis. The ureters terminate in the posterior wall of the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder is a hollow, distendable, or expandable muscular organ and is located in the pelvic cavity posterior to the pubic symphysis. In the male, it is just anterior to the rectum, and in the female, it is anterior to the vagina and inferior to the uterus. The gross structure of the urinary bladder. The internal portion of the urinary bladder has 3 openings, 2 ureteral openings and 1 internal urethral orifice. A smooth triangular region of the floor of the bladder is outlined by these openings and is called the trigone. The 2 posterior quarters of the trigone contain the 2 ureteral openings, whereas in the anterior portion lies the internal urethral orifice. The microscopic structure. The epithelial tissue with the urinary bladder is called transitional epithelium. It is a type of stratified epithelium that has at least 2 layers. It allows the bladder to stretch and to accommodate urine without rupturing the tissues. The mucus prevents cells from being contacted by the urine. Muscularis. As the name implies, this is the muscular layer of the urinary bladder. The name of this muscle is the detrusor muscle. Detrusor means to push down. It is composed of 3 layers of smooth muscle. When contracted, it increases pressure on the bladder and creates the flow of urine. The function of the urinary bladder is to store urine prior to micturition, which is commonly called urination or voiding. The urethra. This is a singular tube leading from the urinary bladder to the exterior of the body. It takes urine from the urinary bladder to the outside or exterior of the body. In the female, it is approximately 1.5 inches, and it lies directly posterior to the pubic symphysis. In the male, it is approximately 6 to 8 inches in length. It will pass through the prostate gland, the urogenital diaphragm, and the penis. The male urethra is subdivided into 3 anatomical regions, named according to the structure through which it passes. As it passes vertically through the prostate gland, it is called the prostatic urethra. When it passes through the urogenital diaphragm, it is known as the membranous urethra. When it enters the corpus spongiosum portion of the penis, it is referred to as the spongy or penile urethra. The membranous urethra is the shortest portion, while the spongy or penile urethra is the longest portion. The function of the urethra. In the female, it is the terminal portion of the urinary system, and it will serve as the passageway for discharging urine from the body. In the male, it has a dual function. It serves both a function in the urinary capacity as well as the reproductive capacity. In the urinary system, it is the terminal portion or duct. In the male reproductive system, it is the terminal portion or duct. It serves as the duct through which various reproductive secretions are discharged from the body. The path of urine drainage. Remember that urine is formed in the nephron, and from there it's going to take the following path. It will enter the collecting duct. From the collecting duct, it will go into the minor calyx, into the major calyx, then it will flow into the renal pelvis. From the renal pelvis, it will empty into the ureter, down into the urinary bladder, and out of the body by way of the urethra.